you draw a plane. When you draw a plane, how many points did you need to have to what we say determine a plane? 3. You needed 3 points that were what? Non-collinear, correct. Yes, sir. It's not a section. It's. I just pulled this one up because it was just a review subset. There's no technical section here. I'm just reviewing some junk here. When you had a plane, you had to have 3 non-collinear points. What did non-collinear mean? Not on the same line. Yes, ma'am. Correct. Yes. I don't mean to laugh, but yes. So remember, when we're talking about planes, we talk about it as points that are not 3 non-collinear points determine a plane. And when we drew planes, remember how we drew those out? How do we normally draw those? Exactly. A lot of times when we drew those, we drew them as a parallelogram. And if I draw that, I just have to put 3 points in it. And label it. Plane ABC. Some of you guys were saying 4 points you needed to have a plane. Could you draw a plane with 4 points? Absolutely. If I had to draw a plane with 4 points, I would just put another point in here and label it another, whatever other letter it had to be. The idea here is what they're asking you to draw. But a plane technically only needs 3 to go. Right? This would be called plane ABC. Excuse me. Lines. How many points do you need for a line? 2. Correct. For lines, you just need 2 points. When you draw a line, when you're drawing a line, you have to have the arrows that go through it. Because it means then it's continuous, infinite in both directions. It means it doesn't stop. When I label it in terms of lettering, we would call this line XY with the double arrows above it. There was another way to write a line. What was it? Correct. I can do YX in this one. Very good. But there's another way besides that. You're right. I forgot to say that one. You say XY and YX are the same. What was the other way? Yes, sir. No, it wouldn't be a line. Correct. The other way that you could have done this, depending upon the problem, sometimes they use a cursive lowercase letter. So I could say that's line L. All right, that's just a little one thing that they do with that. They also do that from time to time with planes. They'll use a capital cursive letter. It's not as common, but sometimes you see a fancy Q or a fancy K or something in a plane, as far as the plane is concerned. Excuse me. You were saying a second ago about taking off one of the arrows, and then you said that was called a what? A ray. So ray, one endpoint, continuous, continuous. Is that right? Yeah, sure, whatever. Threw it up. Again, endpoint through another point, continuous. And then I would just call that ray AB. Always, the rays are always labeled with the endpoint first. So then we just say AB. Can I say it's BA? No, because the continuous part is through D. So you can't, yeah, this one you can't see that. What happens if the arrow for the ray in the diagram? What if you had a ray that was drawn this direction? It'd just be ray XY with just, you always put that endpoint first. It's the same idea. It means the same thing. The direction of the drawing doesn't matter. Yes, sir.
Why is the arrow
Like I said, it's Mathicate. It's just the proper way of doing it. You don't have to. You wouldn't flip. I know what you're saying. Why can't I say YX this way?
Yeah.
It's not proper form to do that. It's not technically wrong, but it's not mathematically sound. If that makes sense. We always write it pointing that way. Direction of a diagram done that. Excuse me. So you have rays. The other one that was really, really easy to worry about were segments. When you had segments, that just was part of a line with endpoints. Segment ST. Does the order matter for segments? Nope. ST is the exact same thing as TS. You won't use lowercase cursive letters for segments. I don't know if you said it. You won't. With segments, then we did stuff like segment addition. We did stuff with midpoint. We did a whole bunch of that. We'll get to the algebra of all that stuff later on. I don't know if we'll get to that today or not, but I just want to do some drawing stuff first. The other thing with rays that we did what were opposite rays? Okay, two rays have the same endpoint, and what do they create then? You did. What did they create a line? Yeah. Yeah, you said it right. Opposite rays. Two rays with the same endpoint. They create a line. So if I say that ray AB and ray AC are opposite, if I want to say that ray AB and ray AC are opposite rays, what's the common endpoint? A. And the reason why we know that is because it's labeled twice, and it's the first letter twice. If I draw that picture, I know it makes a line. Somewhere I put A. Does it say which side A and B are B and C are on? And that's accurate. Could it be on the other side? Absolutely. That was a lot like the question from the quiz. Oh, excuse me. Where you had opposite rays AB and AC, and then I think it said AC and AD were the same ray. That just meant that D was somewhere on the side where the C value was. Was your drawing awful? I saw it funny. Put the earphones out. You can hear what we're saying. Take the earphones out and don't do your other homework right now. Do this. Thank you. Let's see, what was the other one that I had there? I want you guys to draw a couple examples. How do you show segments are congruent? Perfect. You guys remember that symbol? Stands for congruent. Congruent segments. So it would look like that. That would show that the two segments are the same. Yeah, that's it. Right. Let's see if we can do this. Got some examples of things that we can draw. This would be perfect for you to know how space to draw. So I was looking around, and I know that students have visualizing and trying to figure out what things look like in geometry is such an abstract thing for so many of you guys. There's a lot of it takes a long time to get accustomed to drawing things correctly, labeling things correctly. So I was just started Googling, trying to find different ways of writing stuff out. So I found this. I came across this sheet. Now, this sheet had a whole bunch of answers already filled onto it. As you can see, I just kind of wiped out everything and made other copies of it. So what I want to do is just kind of get an idea of what some certain things would look like. For example, when I say I'm going to start in the top right, I'm sorry, top left, I'm using my right hand to point at it. I'm going to start in this column, this left-hand column, and work my way down with you guys to see how we do. Array beginning at point M and passing through point E. What would that look like? Array beginning at point M, passing through point E. What would that look like? Basically, that means you have array what? ME. So how would you draw array ME? The dot on the M and it goes through E. Something like that, right? Maybe pointing it in any direction? Does it matter where it goes? No. What's the restriction? It starts at M, goes through E. Okay. All right. Point M is on AB such that M is not, bless you, the midpoint. Point M is on AB such that M is not the midpoint. I just said this. I'm starting in the top, I'm sorry, on the left-hand column. Okay. Columns are what hold things up. Rows are what the direction you roll both. Okay. What's that? MAD. Well, it says that M is on AB. Well, what are the endpoints of the segment? AB are the endpoints of the segment. M is somewhere on it. Here's your AB, right? And it says put M somewhere on it that it's not the midpoint. Can I put it, no matter where I put it, as long as I don't say that it's right? Because you can't assume something's a midpoint until you see tick marks. Okay? We're not using the computers. Lines with points A, B, and C such that segment AC doesn't contain point B. A line with points A, B, and C such that AC does not contain point B. Lines, so it means you have a line. Draw it. Go back there and draw it. There's a point board. Try it. I think you know what you got. Okay. What is it supposed to be though? A line. What do you have drawn up there? A segment. So what would you have to do to add to turn that to a line? Perfect. I have a ray. There's a line. Line has two arrows. A line. As soon as you see a line, you draw a line. Contains points A, B, and C, so that B isn't on segment AC. So I'll just put B someplace else. No. It's still saying so that AC does not. This saying that's a segment. I see where you're going with this. Yes, AC is a ray if I label it such. But the problem was just saying it's just talking about it being a segment. You could do the same exact thing if it said that AC, so that point B is not on a ray of AC. All right. Keep working down the column. Try those next. What is it? 5. Take a few and check. So let's see. Opposite rays, CA, CB. Well, what's the point that they share in the middle? C. So we have CA, CB. Would it look like that? Yeah, that's what it says. Opposite rays. Opposite rays create a line. Would it look like that? Would it look like that? Like that? No, I started with B on the other side. Plane F and the line NR not in the plane F. When you have plane F, what should you draw? Okay, how do we draw planes? How we've been drawing planes. What shape do we use? Parallelism, right? Okay, plane F. Then it says line NR not in the plane. So where do you draw the line? Outside that box or outside the parallelogram. It's called NR. It doesn't have to be in the plane. As long as it's not in the plane, then it's not in the plane. That's what that means. Draw a picture of something that's not there. Okay. Segment HP that contains point W. That should be really, really easy. Yeah. Without the arrows. Okay. It's basically the same thing in the back there, less the arrows, with just different letters. What do the endpoints have to be? Where does W have to be? Somewhere between it. Yep, so somewhere in between. Segment HP. W somewhere in between. Anywhere is fine. Okay, anywhere is fine. Doesn't say where it has to be. Let's see. 3 non-collinear points, R, F, and G. That's really, really easy. You have to. No, would you be wrong if you did? No. If I have 3 non-collinear points, can't I just do? Yeah. When you draw lines, yes. What do you mean? Oh, this one here? That's a segment. Yeah, I was just saying this is. I'm just doing the next part, next problem. I see where you're going, but yeah, no, that would have been a segment. You had anytime you draw a line, you have to have arrows. Otherwise, it's just a segment. When it says 3 non-collinear points, all you have to do is just label. Does it say that you have to not go? Yes, ma'am. no matter what, 3 non-collinear points, you will always have at least 2 of them on the same line. Because how many points do you need to make a line? 2. So no matter what, in this case, you'll have 3 separate lines or 3 separate segments. And then lastly, segments GN and segment NB form a right angle. GN and NB, where do those 2 guys intersect? At N. Why do they have to intersect at N? The end is shared between both segments. So when you draw a right angle, something like that, right? G, N. But if I'm saying this is a right angle, what do you have to put there? Yeah, you got to put that little box there. If it says you create a right angle, now if I don't put that there, it may look like it, but I can't say that it is until that gets placed there. Yes, sir. Correct. It just meant that you made an angle. It's meant that you made an angle. Start the middle one. The second one in the middle, well, segment NB contains a point B. We've done that twice now, so that one's really easy. If I read the second one in the middle column, it says plane E containing rays CD and ray AB such that CD intersects AB at point Q. All right? So there's a lot going on there. But what's the first thing it says that you have? A plane. Now, for most of you guys, it's going to be tough to draw that in this little space. Vega, he's going to fly right through it because he's got really small handwriting. There's a plane, right? What do I have to label it? E. So I just label it E. Is it okay? Nope, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm used to seeing planes when they label with one letter. It's generally, you'll find it in the bottom left-hand corner. I'm not to say you can put it wherever you want. Usually you just put it in one of the corners just so it's out of the way. Then it says ray CD and ray AB so that those 2 rays intersect. So CD and AB. So let's see, CD. And then it says AB intersects it. Does it? Obviously it doesn't intersect it at point C or point D, because you're talking about points A and B. Is that okay to draw it like that? And where do they intersect? So what do I have to label? Q. There are so many different ways to draw that. So many different ways to draw that. But I want to show you can get complex stuff. But when you draw it out, it's pretty simple as it looked at, didn't it? I think the rest of them are pretty simple. Yeah. Excuse me. All right. Finish out that middle row. It'll take about 5 minutes or so. It shouldn't take long. I want to make sure we get through as much of the stuff with you guys as you can here, so you have good pictures. Let's see. I'm not going to do the first one. That's easy. Segment ME contains point B. I think you guys did that one, all right? Plane A and line BD intersects plane A at point P. So plane A, I think the easiest way to draw this, it says what, line BD. It's tough to think of this one. Geographic. Think of that as the one where, remember how where you put a pen through something? Think of it as just a pen going through a sheet of paper. It's tough to draw that, it's tough to visualize that in 3 dimensions, but if you think of it as it's going through that plane at point P. That's the best I can think of. All right. Let's see. FA and TW such that all points are collinear, excuse me, and A is between T and W. Okay. So they're all in the same segment. They're all in the same segment. We have FA and TW. So if I say that this is F, and it's got to end at W, T somewhere here, and A is in between them. They're all in the same, they say they're all collinear. It says A is between T and W. So A has to be somewhere between T and W. Yes, sir. Yeah, that would work. Yep, that'd be fine. Did you guys hear that? When he said that, could you put, since he said that A's got to be in between it, could you put T, W here and here? Put F and A here. That works. Can you flip those letters all around? Yeah. As long as A is somewhere between T and W, it doesn't matter where everything else goes. I could have put it as T, A, W, F. That would work also. Collinear points, G, E, P, and S. I figured that one out. Drew a segment with those 4 points on it. Non-opposite rays, OD and ON. What do those two mean? What do rays OD and OM mean? At O. So what would you draw? What's that? What do you mean you don't? I'm going to draw non-opposite rays, OD and OM. That means those 2 points, there's 2 rays intersect where? Just said it, at O. No, it's OD and OM, not O fudge. Can I do OM? No. OD? No. Why? No, because it says they're not opposite. Those are not opposite. Okay, so I drew one ray. Wait. So you drew one ray? Yes. Like this? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, all right. You did this. Yeah. O, you said OD. Yeah. And then an M here. No, that's not wrong. They're not those. That's perfect. They're the same ray. Yeah, you're right. They're not opposite. They have to be the same ray. No, that's fine. I never even thought of that. I never even thought of that. So I was thinking when I see non-opposite rays, I think A's. That's why I drew mine as an A. That's just how my brain thought. But yours is absolutely right. Yours is perfectly fine. That works. Plane F intersecting plane J along line M. That's a tough one. That's a really tough one to draw. When you think about it, when you have 2 planes that intersect, I could say they intersect and just call that line M, whatever it was. Or think of the back wall of the ceiling. It's such a tough thing to draw. Three-dimensional planes are so difficult to do. You could do, I did the, if I called this side here, what was it, plane F, and this one was your J, I can call that line M. And that's the best thing I can think of. It's just, they're very tough to draw. And it would have been fine. It's a tough one to draw. 4 letters for a plane, just draw a plane, put 4 dots in it. There you go. So at least 3 of them can't be collinear. All right. So when you do one like that, you can't just put a segment with 4 dots on it. You have to draw a plane and put, rectangles. Yes, sir.
Can I do the next one? I do it on the back.
Yeah, please do. I liked your picture on this one. The 8 rays AB, ray CD, ray EF, all intersecting at different points. It can be. We'll see what you got. I like your drawing. It was really good. See how those 3 all intersect at different spots? But works perfectly fine. Finish that last column, and I want you to do work on this stuff too. It's kind of along the same lines. It's not really all that complex. So the sheet I just gave you, I want you to, for tonight, finish the 3rd column. Then on this chapter 1 review thing, I want you to skip 8 and 9. You should be able to knock out the rest of that rather quickly. That review thing this thing should only take about 10 minutes. They're really fast. But skip 8 and 9. Start of it. I got other stuff to do tomorrow as well. Because I don't want your graphics up. Okay. So finish that last column, and then do these other ones on the sheet here. Like, you have 2 other names for a line AC. Okay, that's pretty simple. Entry considered collinear. Okay, I can do that. When you have a midpoint, what do you know about the segments?
Oh, they're equal.
They're equal. So algebraically, you have to set them equal to each other. Find the coordinates of the segment find the coordinates of the midpoint of the segment with endpoints. Find the coordinates of the other endpoint of the segment with the one given and the midpoint. And then the last 2 are just some angle addition problems. So in theory, this shouldn't be more than 10 minutes tops to finish all this out.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. What do you have? Which one was it? A, Z? B is in dog? Yes, absolutely. Perfect. 3 points that are collinear. Excellent. Exactly what you would do. And then tomorrow I've got some extra stuff on segments that we'll look at. Because I know we have problems about deciding whether or not whether or not things had to be set equal to each other or they added up to equal something. Remember, it matches the same basic principle as walking and working with the angles that we were doing by following our letters. Okay, so we're going to continue working with the letters, continue working through this stuff and drawing some pretty pictures. Happy days. Okay? I'll put these 2 on the calendar as well for those people that are out. Yes, ma'am. Give me 1 second to put this file back over here. What's another name for ray CB? What's another point that ray CB has? So what would you call it, ray? CA. tomorrow I've got some more segment stuff with endpoints and midpoints and distance formula, figuring out two parts equal the whole, things like that. And we'll go through more of those to get everything ready to roll.
Can I put alpha?
Yeah, so that's what it is. Oh, I'm sorry, for what? For TV? Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. Correct.